Welcome back to another lesson. We will be going over mixed fractions as I promised in the last video. So as a summary, first we'll be going over what a mixed fraction is, and then we'll be going over how to convert a mixed fraction to an improper fraction and vice versa. And then finally we'll be going over how to add mixed fractions together. Okay, starting off, what is a mixed fraction? Well, put simply, it is another way of representing an improper fraction. And what I mean by this is that there is a whole number and also a fraction. So you could have A, then B over C, where A is a whole number and this B over C is always a proper fraction. And remember, proper fraction means that the numerator is less than the denominator. B is less than C. And remember, an improper fraction from the previous video is just a fraction where the denominator is less than the numerator. Now that we've got the definition out of the way, let's use an analogy, say a pizza, to hopefully make it clearer. Right, so we can have a pizza. And then we have another with 4 slices, so this is a half a pizza. So adding these together, we can say we have 1.5 pizzas, and that's basically the gist of a mixed fraction. It's saying how many whole of something we have, and then how many parts do we have remaining, and this will make up the mixed fraction. Alright, so now we're going to look at how to convert mixed fractions to improper fractions. I'll just write it in general terms for now. The numerator of the improper fraction is going to equal the denominator of the mixed fraction multiplied by the whole number, and it's going to be added to the numerator of the mixed fraction. So these are from the mixed fraction, and the numerator of the improper fraction will be just this. And now, what will be the denominator of the improper fraction? Well, this is easier because the denominator of the improper fraction is actually just the denominator from the mixed fraction. Now, putting in concrete terms, let's say we want to convert the mixed number from before, which was 1.5. And for clarity's sake, I'll just put numerator here and denominator. The improper fraction So the numerator, it will be the denominator times the whole number plus the numerator. So we have 2 as the denominator. So let's put 2 here, times by the whole number, which is just 1. And finally we add the numerator, so that's just 1. And we know it's going to be divided by the denominator, which will just be 2. Which gives us 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, so 3 over 2. And we are done. After this, you may be wondering, how would we convert a improper fraction to a mixed fraction? And for this, we simply look at how many times can the numerator be divided by the denominator cleanly in a whole way, and then simply we have what's called the remainder, and that will form the fraction. So we divide the number wholly by the denominator, and then next we take note of what's remaining, and we should be good. So as a concrete example, let's try to convert 5 over 3. Now we ask ourselves, how many times does 3 go into 5? And that would be just 1 time. So we know immediately that the whole number will be 1. And now the remainder, after we divide 5 by 3, that's just 2. Because 3 divided by 3 is 1, and what's left is 5, because of 5 minus 3. And then from this we can rewrite 5 over 3 as the whole number, which is 1, and then the remainder goes on top as the numerator, and then the denominator will be the same, so it remains unchanged. And there we have it. We are done. So it's 1 divided by 2 over 3. So the whole number goes here, and the remainder goes here, and then the denominator simply remains unchanged. Alright, next up is how to add mixed fractions, and really I should have put, instead of add, how to operate, because this applies to also adding, subtracting, and multiplying, or dividing, really. So apologies for that. Okay, say we have 2 different mixed fractions, and we can use the examples from before. I believe it was 1 over a half and 1 over 2/3. Say for the first, we want to add them together. So 1 plus 2 over 3. How would we deal with this? Well, first, we have to convert these to improper fractions before we can do anything. So 1.5 was 3 over 2 from before. 1 2/3 was 5 over 3. Simply, we can just add these together using the butterfly effect, where, if you remember from the previous video on adding unlike fractions, this will be 3 times 3 over 2 times 3, which is 6, plus 5 times 2 over 6. And this gives us 9 over 6 plus 10 over 6, which will give us 19 over 6. And we are done. But say if we wanted to present our final answer as a mixed fraction for the purposes of this video. Well, 19 over 6. And we look at how many times does 6 go into 19. Well, we know 6 times 3 is 18. And so we know the whole number will be 3. And then the remainder would be 19 minus 18, right? Because the numerator was 19. And 6 goes into 19 3 times, which gives us 18. And the denominator will stay the same. And this will give us 3 1/6. And this answer is correct, and also this answer is correct as well. They're just different ways of presenting the same answer. Now, say we wanted to multiply the fractions from before, so 1.5 times 1 2/3. And remember, we do the same procedure of converting these mixed numbers to fractions. And from before, that was 3 over 2 times 5 over 3. Multiplication is easy. We just multiply the numerators and the denominators together as is. So this would be 3 times 5 divided by 2 times 3. That will give us 15 divided by 6. As an improper fraction, we would be done. But let's try convert this into a mixed fraction. And feel free to try this before I answer it. So 15 over 6. 6 goes into 12 2 times. So our whole number will simply be 2. 6 times 2 equals 12. And we have 15. Take away that, we'll have 3. So our numerator will be 3. And the denominator will be 6. And we can further simplify this, because 3 divided by 6, if we divide both the numerator and the denominator by 3, we will get a half. And we are done. So that's improper fraction, and that's the mixed number way. I hope you found this helpful, and if you did, please subscribe. And if you want to watch another video on fractions, then you can click here. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.